Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast episode 696. I'm one of host Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Heyo.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. We are live on Twitch Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. Please join us for these live broadcasts. You can comment to us on Twitch. We'll chat with you guys. If you do miss these live broadcasts, go on over to over YouTube and be sure to hit the subscribe button and like button for us over there, and feel free to leave a comment as well. Tonight is Moviecast 696. Just hyping it up for you. If you have watched the Fallout series, we will be doing a spoiler cast after the Moviecast and Gamecast. So if you're listening to this on YouTube the following day, look for that episode coming up. It's our spoiler cast for Fallout, the series on Amazon. So that's coming tonight. So stay tuned for that. But for now, let's get into what we've been up to. Tony, kick us off. What have you been watching?
Not much. Just still chugging through Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Great.
When I'm like cooking or eating and stuff like that. So that's been pretty fun and enjoyable. I think that show's done, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that just ended last year, I believe. I think it ended last year.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Or was it the year before? Maybe it was the year before.
It was-
Yeah, it lasted a while.
Yeah, it lasted a while. I think Netflix only goes up to season 4 for some reason, which is kind of weird. But
I
hopefully
think it's on Peacock. That's
I think
why.
there's a Peacock show, yeah.
I'll have Peacock.
And they're raising their
I'm
prices
just-
too.
Yeah.
They're raising
Hopefully I
their
don't
prices.
get a Peacock either.
Yeah. I just have it because my brother has Comcast, so I have Peacock.
But yeah, that's been pretty good. And then just a weekly anime with Delicious in Dungeon, which again I have to plug that anime every time I'm reminded how good it is, and it's just such a unique show. So
Great.
Cool.
Yeah, for me, not much. Another episode. I didn't watch the finale yet of Shogun, so I have to do that. But I did obviously watch X-Men. All of us, I'm sure.
Yep.
Getting ready for the three-part finale coming up this week, starting. It was a fantastic episode, folks. Fantastic. I truly enjoyed this last episode. I thought it was a lot of. It was great. This series is just so impressive. Like, we will do a spoiler cast for this too, just so you guys know. Listen up. We'll do a go over everything because it's tough to talk about it as much on here. We don't like to spoil it for people. Sometimes we do, and we do apologize, but we will do a spoiler cast for this show, and I'm enjoying it. I mean, so I can't wait.
this is the Rogue one, right?
Yeah, this was the Rogue one. Yeah. So.
I love this episode.
Certain Avenger appears.
Yeah. Fuck Captain America. If you're not MCU Captain America, you can get fucked. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that exchange though, because like it really highlights. And again, seeing the online discourse has been nice because like people are like, "Why was she so mean to Captain?" I'm like, "Because Captain doesn't give a shit about mutants." Like,
That's what they're kind of building for, I think.
yes,
We'll see.
exactly.
Yeah,
So they're
that's a theory.
Definitely sowing some seeds.
I thought Beast was off base with his girl.
Why?
It's Beast.
Why? Because he's trying to justify riots.
What do you mean? What? He's just upset. Like, he just got his whole the whole
He,
island
like,
just got
he
blown
bit-
up.
I
Kingdom Come, and
understand
now
what
he's got to
happened,
deal
but-
with it. And then he's he's
But he
been
bit-
put through the ringer.
He bit his ally's head off because she's like, "Oh, riots aren't going to help the cause." She's just like, "Oh, your tolerance, get out of here." I'm like, all right.
No,
that's-
fuck her.
That's...
She's a fake ally.
She's like, isn't that the girl who he was like romantically involved with in the past?
I thought that's who it was. I thought that's who it was.
I think
Was
that's
it?
who it was supposed
Yeah,
to
I
be.
thought that's who it was.
Whatever. She showed up to their house and was like interviewing them and probed Scott on his fucking baby that he was trying to have in secrecy. Fuck her.
Was that same woman?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the interviewer person from the episode prior, or whatever.
The newswoman was the same one who was talking one-on-one with Beast.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't get that. I couldn't tell who that was.
Tibsy
thought that
or
was supposed
Tilbsy
to
or
be-
whatever her name was. I don't remember. But yeah, it was like the interviewer lady, and he even mentions it. It's like, "Oh, I'm glad you're here, to do this." And then she makes those comments, and
Yeah, she even waves
you know.
away the cameraman who's trying to fucking film it again.
Mhm.
Okay.
But go off.
I don't know,
Go off.
I
Tell
feel
us how
like-
riots
I thought
are
that's who it
wrong.
was. But yeah, go on.
What? No.
Oh, I thought that's what
No,
you were
I just
leading
think-
off to.
No, I just think it's interesting that it seems like the X-Men are being a little bit standoffish here. I mean, it's you can argue either way, but I think it's interesting that I think actually Beast was a little off base with his reaction.
I think it's natural in a way. Like you have all
Sure, it's
this.
natural. That doesn't mean make what he said right.
No, I'm not. I'm not
What did he
saying it's
say that was
right.
so out of line?
It's just saying. I'm just saying. As far as what I think is that he has absolute like reason and like there's cause for his reaction. Like it's not off base for me. I don't think. Like he's he's been trying to build this relationship with people that hate him for his entire life. And he finally feels like there's something that's coming up to a point where maybe this can actually work. And like we're actually seeing all of our hard work come to fruition and things are going well. And then all of a sudden, that was all just fake to him. He doesn't know yet, right? He doesn't know what's
Right.
going on. It's all seems fake and it was all set up. And now all that was they were being used for whatever. Yeah, now like and so like he just reacts the way anybody would react in that situation. I think.
Yeah,
Like
what did
you
he say
guys.
that was so out of line?
She's explaining to him that Cout. She's like, well, the problem is people are afraid of you guys, and when the riots happen, that doesn't help. And he's just like, fuck your tolerance, go away, bitch. It's like,
Oh, is
oh,
that what he said?
okay.
I guess I got that censored
That's
version on Disney
basically
Plus.
what he. That's basically paraphrased what he said. Yes.
Okay.
I think he's just fed up, man. He's just fed up with the fake propaganda people keep shoving in his face, and it's all these olive branches that he's putting out there for this, and saying like he's
It's
not using his because obviously mutants are superior, and it's like he's not using that to his advantage, but yet
it
every
is
time
interesting
something comes up,
because this isn't what Genosha or whatever is or was is more Magneto's dream than Xavier's. This is segregation basically. It's go having your own country. You know, that's
well,
not exactly what Xavier was going to go for, but everyone's on board for it.
it's the
That's
only place
interesting.
that the people are accepted. Like the people had no place to go, and so they had to go somewhere where they
And this
felt
isn't.
normal or felt comfortable. And
I
now they're
mean,
finally being brought back in, and
my
that's the
thing
whole
is
point
like
of this.
it's not like I think Mike means like this is like it's not exactly like full on into all society. It has its own nation kind of thing. It's not Asteroid M. It's not like a separate planet. But like that's Magneto's like
Same
just
idea.
leave. But yeah, it's I
It's
understand
a
what you're saying, Mike, a
nation
little
that
bit.
has mutants in it. It's again they're bringing them into the United Nations as
I
part
don't
of
see
the
how
group.
having a country of mutants runs against Xavier's dream. I mean, that's the step. That's the first step.
I'm just, looking at this from the parallel of how this was like Xavier is Malcolm X, Magneto. No, Xavier, I'm sorry, is Martin Luther King Jr. Magneto is Malcolm X, and this is more of a segregation like ideal in my mind. The whole idea like we can't cohabitate with these people. We need our own country. That I don't think that's exactly what
I
Xavier was
think,
going for.
and now I'm flipping back for the other side here for these guys. I'm thinking that like you're looking at it like it's representation. That's what they're looking for. Leadership is what this country's about. Not pulling everybody from every other nation to live there only. It's about, hey, we have a voice in the United Nations to represent us, rather than that's what I think. It's a blend. It's really a blend in my opinion. But yeah,
Well, either
No,
way,
no,
it'll
no,
be
though. It's a
interesting.
great episode. Like
it's a great
I
It's
episode,
agree.
good.
and
I
I love
like
how we can have
seeing the
this
It's good that
mutants.
conversation.
we. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
go
it's
ahead.
good that we can have this conversation.
It's a
Not
great
exactly
great
just black and
conversation
I
white.
though.
love seeing the mutants kind of let loose a little bit and just kind of be like enough is enough already. Like that's like what we're getting a little bit here with Rogue, Beast a little bit there with a little attitude. And
Well,
I
yeah,
mean, the way they've been treated, like
yeah. Just like you were saying,
it's a
Courtney, these
natural
people
reaction.
they've grown up their entire lives tolerating, and that's what it is. Let's use the correct word. They tolerate the humans' behavior towards them and their and mutant kind, right? And they're expected to just turn the other cheek every time something like that, something happens, and it's like, oh, well, you can't give them more proof on why they should fear you. It's like, no, fuck that. They should fear you. Like,
Yeah.
you have fucking
Well,
powers.
it's not going to help. Yeah, well, that's the
Who
problem
cares?
too, because
The,
because
turning
once
the other
we
cheek
like
doesn't help
when we
either. So
well because when you start really looking at it, it doesn't the parallels to real life, like, you know, people who've been like oppressed. It falls apart a little when you realize like one mutant can like blow up half the world if they wanted to. It's a little. It's then is this more like gun control? Like what is it really more like? So it is. There's reasons why it's a little bit messier when you really go into it, but it's interesting. It's a lot to sort of debate and talk about. But I think obviously them being all angry now sort of is the intention of whoever did this.
Yeah,
We're in full spoilers for this episode. Seems like right
well,
now.
I don't think we did. I mean,
No,
there's more we can get into.
We're more spoiling stuff that happened earlier. People are just talking about it in this episode a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the full thing that happened, but there's going to be some great conversation to have when we do a spoiler cast for this, because this episode by itself has an amazing stuff to talk about. But I like I said, it's this series. It's amazing that we are talking about X-Men, the cartoon, the animated series in 2024. It is absolutely amazing.
And that it's a logical continuation of where they left off.
Talfe, yes, Talfe, we did some light spoilers.
We're done.
But we're done. Yeah, if you're just joining us, we're fine. We're moving on. Don't go back. I think we mentioned a couple of things that happened in episode 6.
Very low.
So, or
It's not
6.
like major.
Or 7. What is this last one? 7? So it's 8, 9, 10's up. Yeah, this was 7.
Yeah, great
yeah.
episode. Non-spoilery. I love the homages to X-Men: Children of the Atom fighting game, or Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because Rogue was in that with some of her moveset being in there. Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's great,
So-
great stuff to it. But yeah. So anyways, what else, guys? Corey, anything else you've been watching?
Oh no time.
That's my thing. I just want to get Shogun done, but I'm not even like I can't watch the last episode. I'm like, this is like it's been a hell week for me. So with work, and it's only Tuesday. It's freaking great. Mike, what about you?
Start.
Yeah, I know.
Just X-Men. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. So next week. Oh, sorry. Once again, we'll do a spoiler cast on this show, but we got 3 more episodes of this, and we'll definitely try to not spoil it for people as much as we can. I mean, it's tough sometimes to talk about it and not spoil certain things, but major spoilers we try to avoid in the podcast. So, all right, let's talk quick. Anything box office related? I don't know really, but I don't think so. Nothing big. Last week was Challengers. Nothing big. Godzilla's still number
You
3.
can go see Star Wars this weekend if you.
Star
guys,
Wars is
so...
May the 4th. It's this Saturday. And yeah, so that's cool. No,
Yeah, it's
no,
also
Talvin.
Free Comic Book Day this Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's right, May 4th. Yeah, so it's
Oh,
not. It's not.
first. It's the first Saturday in May, but it happens to
Yeah.
coincide with May 4th this year. So
Yeah, and Churro, that was a. So Churro is a good finale. Don't spoil it for me, but so Churro, thank you for joining us in the chat, by the way, Churro, and Talfe. But yeah, and if you're not current on an episode, it happens. We're like that all the time. I'm not current on Shogun, so yeah, okay, good. All right, let's go into some news real quick, guys. Like I said, we have a spoiler cast tonight, so stay tuned for that for the Fallout series. Let's talk Fallout real quick. Fallout Amazon series pulled in 65 million viewers in its first 16 days of availability. The first season dropped, so that was what? Yeah, it was second most watched title ever on the platform. Ever on the
behind Rings
platform.
of Power, Lord of the Rings.
Okay, behind the Lord of the Rings, which by the way we talked about that. The production on that's phenomenal, like just amazing. But yeah, so Fallout is just everywhere, taking the world by storm with this series. Like it's unbelievable, like how big this is. You know, it's
Yeah, and just
it's
again,
pretty impressive.
You know, we've talked about it over the years, you know, especially the last 2, but this is why we see these companies doing this, and especially now, even after last year with the, you know, you had opposite ends of the spectrum with Last of Us and Super Mario Brothers, but you got to imagine every production company out there is trying to get some kind of franchise, any IP that they get a hold of, be like, we need that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as long
I
as
mean,
we'll
that's-
give it Paramount and Halo.
Unless you're Paramount, because then you got Halo and.
Yeah. I mean, even from what I'm like you were mentioning too, and what from what I hear, even like the Twisted Metal series was actually fairly decent from what people are saying. So
Yeah, people were. I think you watched like an episode or 2, didn't you, Corey, or was that somebody else?
yeah, no, I watched
Okay.
a few episodes. They were good.
Yeah, I heard it was good. So, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else like they could really do, but I mean,
It's a Peacock thing though, obviously. So if we don't
Yeah.
got Peacock,
The sky's
Yeah.
the limit on that one.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's
Mike,
gonna be a good year.
any interest in the Knuckles series?
I don't think so. I still don't like Idris Elba voicing Knuckles. It's distracting to me.
I heard it's good. I haven't. I don't have Paramount. Or it's on Paramount, right? I'm assuming it's on Paramount.
It's on Paramount.
The
Yeah, it
biggest
just premiered.
criticism I've heard of it is that Knuckles only appears in like a third of the show
Yeah.
or something like that. Like it's more about the cops.
Really?
Then. Yeah. CGI's
Saving
expensive,
that
man.
budget, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I just like then
Idris
don't make a
Elba's
series. If you
expensive, I
can't do
guess,
it,
too.
then don't make the series. That's crazy. That sucks.
It
I'm
is
gonna check it out.
weird that they got like a Knuckles series before Sonic, right? Like I figured, like that would have been the slam dunk.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Easier. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
Plus,
feel like
plus, no offense to the actor, but he's probably a little cheaper than Idris Elba is. No
Sonic's
offense.
like the main character
Yeah.
in his movies. They just probably wanted to flesh Knuckles out more somewhere. So
Yeah.
No,
So,
it's
You get, like I said.
it's just interesting. Like you'd think maybe even like Sonic and Knuckles, right? Because I don't think they plan on doing that as a movie title. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It just was like weird. It's like all right, going directly to Knuckles. Cool.
Well,
At least
yeah.
it wasn't Tails.
Yeah. Or Big Cat.
Fuck that.
Or
Fuck
Big
that.
the Cat.
yeah.
And Amy Rose, all his shitty friends.
Yeah. So, all right. What else we got in the news here? We've got The Rock allegedly caused Red One production to add $50 million to its budget due to being late to the show. So he would show up 7 to 8 hours late regularly, missed entire days of production, and made a habit of peeing into water bottles to save time.
That water bottle cost them the money too.
What kind of behavior is that though? Like that's crazy.
I
Privileged.
think it's behavior of somebody that it begins with no I don't want to say it outright, but you know it's you can fill in the blanks there. Apparently Ryan Reynolds was even getting done with him, and they were like fighting by the end of the filming of the set.
Yeah, I heard that he was not a big fan of him, which is crazy. Like, you know, we heard about the production stuff with Black Adam, and it's just like, you know, and then
This is
obviously
this is his brand.
the feud with Vin Diesel too. I just wonder how much, like, I was blaming Vin Diesel a lot of that.
No,
and
I
I'm like,
mean, here's the thing: they could both be wrong,
It's-
right?
yeah.
I'm not jumping back to
vindicating Vin Diesel.
Diesel's,
No.
defense at all. But they're both giant man children with egos bigger than their muscles, and this is just another notch in that post, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't.
It is interesting because like The Rock, he always seemed to be more on the level with people, and like oh, he's this bigger than life performer, but then like he seemed like he was kind of, you know, down to earth, and
this might have
Not-
been when he was riding high on that Black Adam thing, though. Like, when was this?
no,
filmed?
definitely. I mean, that's
It was
the thing I was gonna say
probably
is,
right around that,
He was-
filming wise.
He might have been feeling big. Might have been like, yeah, I'm the new face of
oh, I mean, he
DC.
just came
I don't
off
need
of
this
like some
shit
big
movie."
successes. He's like the biggest
Yeah.
star in Hollywood at the time, and like I might have gone to his head, and now he's doing everything he can to keep himself relevant as far as like going back to the wrestling, doing hair stuff, product stuff. even though
Moana
he has
2. Moana
Yeah.
2's this year. so-
Moana 2, the live action Moana, like he's trying to put himself everywhere he can.
Yep. Rock
So
promotes
I-
the Rock. That's it.
I don't understand. Like I just don't understand getting there late. That like I understand getting late sometimes. Like you're gonna be late. It happens. But like it seemed like that was a repetitive thing that he just would do it on. It almost would be like on purpose. And it's just I don't get how that
maybe
helps
it was a power
production.
play. Maybe we're gonna hear like, oh, he was having issues with the director or the producer, you know, whoever, and just trying to fucking make a scene.
Yeah,
put it about
maybe.
him versus somebody else. So
Yeah. That's a true. A peanut bottle to save time when you arrive late, 7, 8 hours late. It just doesn't make sense.
yeah,
And yeah,
I'm gonna save us
and
5
I get-
minutes each time I do this. So I only need to do this like I don't know, like 1,000,000 times. Perfect. Makes sense.
yeah, no, it's crazy. All right. I think that was it. We have Chris Hemsworth is still upset about becoming a parody of himself for Thor: Love and Thunder. So I guess he
I mean,
you
so
know-
that one tweet is taken out of context. I would actually recommend that's a very good interview.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's variety, so they do obviously a great job.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, he said that he got caught up in improv and the wackiness and became a parody of myself. I didn't stick the landing, is what he said.
Mhm.
So
This in regards to
Yeah.
Thor: Love and Thunder. You okay, Jim?
I'm sorry, I got a cat in here running around, so I
Oh.
apologize, everybody. This is what's
I
been going on in
Also
my
have a
room since he
huge
got in
storm
here.
coming through right now. It's hitting me finally. You guys were talking about
Oh.
before the podcast started, but there's like it's coming down real hard right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but anyway, back to what this tweet in particular, the snippet from an interview was how he was disappointed in himself for, I guess, his performance in terms of Thor: Love and Thunder, which, again, that was the worst movie, whatever, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Most
Like, I
disappointing
hated that
for
movie.
sure.
Absolutely. Like, coming off of Ragnarok, I was like, oh, this is not good. But, Chris, says a lot about you to admit that, but really, it's Taika Waititi's fault. Don't blame yourself, bud.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it was teed up for him to just
Yeah,
like
mostly his fault.
have an amazing film, and he just gross. It was terrible.
It felt like such a
Yeah.
regression too. Like, again, I've said it, but like the arc from Ragnarok to Infinity War and Endgame, I was like, wow,
Mhm.
like there we go. Chris has some chops to him and stuff like that. And then like, we're just gonna make him jealous. Or he's going back to his ex and his hammer and his axe.
A little
Just
weird
weird.
triangle of power
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
And they didn't really focus on Lady Thor stuff too much either. Like Natalie Portman stuff was kind of just glanced over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just hoping Taika's done. Whatever. Fuck him.
Yeah, I believe so. So, all right. I think that's really it on the news this week. So it's gonna wrap up this episode of the Moviecast, folks. So stay tuned for the Gamecast coming up once again. Also, we have a spoiler cast for Fallout tonight. So stay tuned to all this live on Twitch Tuesday nights 8 o'clock. YouTube for all the content after that. We'll see you guys on the other episodes. We're out.